Composing Gloves here. This is another video in the Music Theory Essentials, and today we are going to be talking about minor scales. Now, you might be saying, when do we get to the chords, man? Like, where's the chords? Or maybe the chord video is already up. You need to know about minor scales. They are important. So, and we're also going to talk about scale qualities, like just the important ones. So let's say we have a C major scale. It is super duper easy. We've got a C. Let's make it a bass clef for once. So we have a C, E, F, G, A, B, C. Alright, so we have a C major scale. The way we're going to do this is you can call now each one of these scale steps is important, and the relationships between them are important. In a major scale, everything is major. So that's why it's called a major scale. So you have your tonic, which is 1, and you go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or in a major scale, you know that this is a major second. This is a major third. Now the fourths and fifths are always perfect. Remember that. Well, not always, but in a major scale, they are. And you can't major or minor a perfect. You can augment or diminish it, which we'll talk about that later. So this is a major sixth, this is a major seventh, and this is a perfect eighth or unison. So that is something to know about the major scale, is that it will always turn out so that everything is always major. Now these names 1, 4, 5, 8, all these or I guess not 8 too often, but they have important names. We're only going to cover a few of them. The first one is called the tonic. So the 1 of any note of any scale, the 1 of any scale is called the tonic. Okay. The 4 is called the subdominant. I don't even know if I'm going to spell dominant right. Dominant, something like that. I think it's a name. Subdominant. And then 5 is just called the dominant. Whatever, you know what I mean. Dominant. All right. And then the other ones aren't really all that important. I just I forgot the official name for this, but I just called it the octave. Maybe, and then 2 is the supertonic, 3 is like the median, no, 6 is the median, I don't even remember. Anyways, the important ones are tonic, subdominant, and dominant. Until you start getting to higher levels of theory, then it starts becoming like important, I guess, if you're talking real academically. But most people refer to things as 1, 4, 5, 8, stuff like that. So those are the relationships of chord qualities and this. So now let's talk about the minor scale. So we know that our pattern for our major scale is whole step, half step, whole step, half step. We know that. Now we are able to make scales out of that. Now when we want to start making minor scales, there are some things we do to manipulate this formula. That's all we're doing, we're just manipulating that formula. For example, one way you manipulate the formula is you flat the 3. So flat 3. What does that mean? Well, we go over here, so we make our major scale, which we have over there. Let's make it one more time, because C major is just super easy to make. Okay, now let's say, okay, I want to make a minor. This is called, there are 3 kinds of minor scales, 3 types. There's the natural minor, the harmonic minor, and melodic minor. Okay, so we have the natural, harmonic, and melodic minor. So from there we can discuss the 3 kinds of minor scales. And the first one is you just flat the 3 off of your major scale. So all of these work off the major scale and manipulate the major scale formula. So we're flatting the 3. So that means that when we make our major scale, we find step number 3. So here's 1, 2, 3, and we make that one flat. Now, this is not necessarily true. You may, if it's more correct, you think you lower it a half step. Okay, because putting a flat next to the 3 can be wrong sometimes. If this note is sharp, like if for some reason you had an E sharp, you would just make it an E natural. You would not make it, it would no longer be sharp. you would not make it an E flat. That would be incorrect. So let me demonstrate this. So if we're going up and let's say our 3 is sharp, which let's say for some reason we have a sharp and we need to flat it. Well, flatting it means lowering it a half step. That's what flat means. And sharp means moving it up a half step. Like I said earlier, it's important to know that. So in order to make this flat, we would simply do this. Or maybe a sign isn't even necessary at all. But you would just make it natural. That's all. You would not make it a flat. Or if you had something like this where, let's say this is your 3 down here, and it was double sharp, 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 or a double flat, which would be really weird. For now on, X's are going to be double sharps, okay? So you run into an X, and oh crap, what do I do? How do I flat that? We just lower it a half step. So now, to do that, it's just sharp. Now it's just sharp, and you have done your job. So let's make a natural minor scale off the C minor scale, which we already did. We took our E natural, and we said, okay, we need to lower it a half step, and aka flat, and we put a flat next to it because an E natural down a half step is a E flat, and bang, you now have an E flat, and this is now a natural minor. Natural minor. Alright, so let's cover the harmonic. How do you make the harmonic minor scale? Well, let's make our C scale again. Let's choose to do it in the treble clef now. So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And okay, harmonic scale. Well, you flat the 3 and the 6 in the harmonic scale. So we go through here, we find our 3, we say what is it in the major scale? Oh, it is flat. It is natural. So to flat it, we simply lower it a half step. And boom, now it's a natural minor scale. Now to get to the harmonic minor, you go, okay, where's the 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or you just go 3 down. There's this cool thing called the rule of 9s. I guess we'll talk about that later. But now this is an A natural because we're in C natural, so we naturally know that it's in A natural. So now we just need to flat it. Boom, flat, we're all done. This is now a harmonic minor scale. Alright, we've got our harmonic minor scale. Now this last one, this one is, oh my gosh, someone just wanted to get funky here. You flat the 3, the 6, and the 7, and when you're going up. But when you're going down, you only flat the 3. Another way to look at this is you flat the 3, 3, 6, 7 going up, and then on the way down you make it natural. What the heck does this mean? You could use this, it could be pretty interesting, but anyways, let's look at that real quick. So we have our scale. Let's make our C major scale as our starting point. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And now let's go down as well. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Alright, so we need to flat 3, 6, and 7. So our 3 is 1, 2, 3. It's an E natural because we're in the key of C major, so we flat that. Now our 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our 6 is natural too, so we just have to put a flat sign next to that. And our 7, which is a B natural, so to flat that, make it a B natural. But this is not yet a melodic minor scale. Melodic's a weird one because you have to go down as well. And so going down, we need to make this a natural minor scale to officially make it melodic. I don't know, dude, you got me. I don't know why they decided to do this, but some guy somewhere decided to do this. So, and it became like a popular thing, I guess. So we go up, and to go back down, our B is flat. Well, we need that to be natural because our 7 has to be natural. And our A is flat. Well, that needs to be natural too. And our E can remain flat, but we'll put a flat here just to be extra clear. And boom, now this is a melodic minor scale. Let's go over a different scale with maybe a key signature to make this a little more simple. And we're going to write in all the accidentals because Key signatures are nice, and now that you know about them, you know about that great shortcut. But for now, for practice, we're going to be extra conscious of what we're doing. So we're not going to cheat with key signatures. So let's make a D major scale, just because it fits nice in the treble clef. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. All right, there's our D major scale. What do we do now? Well, to make it, let's make it harmonic minor. We're not going to really talk about melodic minor all that much anymore. I just wanted to show you what it was because it is funky, and it is one of the major 3 scale types. Honestly, if you really want to know these really well, go to a piano, learn all your major scales, and then learn all your natural minor, harmonic minor, melodic minor. By the end, you will be familiar, and you'll have sort of a personality with some scales that you like more, and you'll start to use those more. My bet it'll be somewhere around A natural minor, because it's all white keys in C. But you may end up liking, like I've grown to the point where I like them all, and I like them for different reasons. Moonlight Sonata is that C sharp minor, which is just a lot of sharps, but it's kind of cool because they're always floating around on black keys, gives you certain advantages. Things like that start to influence you rather than, oh my gosh, there's all these sharps and flats and junk. Like, that starts to matter less and less. Anyways, let's make the harmonic minor scale out of this. So this is a scenario where you may have sharps and flats in the same scale. Most of the time, you try to just stay with just sharps or just flats, but every now and then you get one that requires flats and sharps. It's very unusual when that happens. Well, we're moving in harmonic minor, and we know that we need to flat the 3. So we go up 1, 2, 3. Oh, our F sharp. It is sharp. So to flat that, we go down a half step. So an F sharp down a half step is F. F sharp down a half step, F. All right, so let's do that. So to create our natural harmonic scale, we'll draw it over here. We'll go D, E, F natural. And then we also need to flat over here the 6. We need to lower that a half step. So we'll go up here. Oh, our 6 is a natural B. So to flat that, we make it a B flat. But our C is sharp. Do we change that? Nope. You just leave it there. The C sharp just hangs out. So let's continue on our merry way on our scale, and we get to the B, and we know that we need to make that B flat because it's a B natural, so we got to lower it half step. And then we have our C sharp, which is weird now because we got all 3 accidental symbols in one scale. What the junk is this? And then you have a D, and this is our D harmonic minor. And again, this alters that formula up here. This changes that. So now it's not whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Now it's something else, like whole step, whole step. No, it's not. It's whole step, half step, whole step, something. And yeah. So if you want to go and learn that kind of stuff, you can. But anyways, I'm just presenting you the minor scale information. So now if you're working in with chords, maybe you're familiar with chords, but you weren't so familiar with minor scales, you can now go through and you can say, oh, these are the notes I can move around. And you can change scales with your chords and stuff to choose different melodies out of your song. So you could be like, oh, I'm going to mess around in the harmonic minor scale, then I'm going to jump to the D, I don't know, I'm going to mess around with harmonic, then I'll go to the natural minor, so I'll make this a natural now, and you'll just move around like that, and you'll create some really interesting melodies. Now, it gets even cooler when you start seeing chord relationships and you start seeing scale relationships, so you can just start entirely jumping scales and saying, oh, now I'm going to move into this scale with these chords, and I'm going to move back, and it can all sound nice because you know where the relationships are, so you know just where to jump around so you can jump to the next scale and start messing around in that guy. So, if you enjoy these videos, subscribe. Check out my music on this YouTube page. Share this video with someone you think would find it valuable. And have a blessed day.